Well, good evening and welcome to Emerson Institute from City of Light in Atlanta, Georgia. We're coming to you live from our campus located at 3125 Presidential Parkway here in Atlanta. I'm Reverend Dr. Paul Gretz, and I'm delighted that you're here joining with us for our class. This is the last class in our 8-week series, the second series of study on the Neville Reader. The Neville Reader being this excellent book put together of essays and writings of Neville Goddard. And we have been enjoying the study of this book and so many great insights that Neville Goddard brings to life that have been so powerful for our spiritual life. Well, this is the last class, and so we want to make sure that everyone is got your notes and you're ready to go because we want to dig into some rich symbolism that's being presented. To get ready for this class, let's begin by taking some deep cleansing breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose, hold for a moment, and then release, just pushing out all stress and tension, any distractions that may be held in mind. This resets us and enables us to just really be open to all the great things that the Spirit has in store for us. So let's breathe together. Would you join with me? Breathe in and release. Deep breath in and release. Deep breath in and release. And in this moment of silence, let's set our intention. Let's whisper deep within our heart the desire that we have for this time that we've shared together. And so it is. Well, welcome to class number 8, entitled The Sabbath. And as we dig in, we're looking at some rich symbolism found in today's study. And it's the key to understanding the powerful teaching of ancient wisdom found in Scripture. We have to reiterate over and over again, the Bible was never meant to be taken literally, never meant to be taken in the context of black and white reading, but very much so taken seriously. And in seriousness, we look at interpretation. We look at symbolism. We look at all the clues that are there to help us understand these ancient writings and the deeper meaning that's there for us. So it's really a powerful study of the Scriptures that enables us to really open our lives up to truth as never before. I'm sorry that there are so many people who just read the Bible, not having someone to help them study and to learn the deeper, richer truths and to understand the unfolding of the symbolism, because quite often they're at the surface level of understanding, and that's a place where there's a lot of misinterpretation. So let's look at today's text all about the Sabbath. And from Exodus 35, verse 2, 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day there shall be to you a holy day, a Sabbath of rest of the Lord. Now please note that in the Scripture, these are not 24-hour periods of time, but they symbolize a psychological moment of a definite state of being fixed in mind, or a definite state. Shall we say that we're holding something in mind, and this is this period of time. And then we finally are drawn to the place where we make this wonderful release or relaxation or rest with something. And what happens is this becomes a Sabbath for us. Let's talk about that a little bit more. First of all, it symbolizes the time spent in consciously defining yourself as that which you desire to be as the measure of the 6 days. During the 6 days of your journey of your life, and we're not talking 24-hour periods, but we're talking metaphorically that this is a time where you are consciously defining yourself in the way that you desire. This is the work that you do. What is it you really desire in life? And this is one of the key issues we have, is that we often don't know. I don't know what I desire. I haven't really named it. I haven't really taken time to decide clearly what it is that I want to see happening or transpiring within my life. So this is our 6 days of work. And it symbolizes the work of a change in consciousness that we may need to make. So we're going through this time of saying, I really desire my success. I want to be successful. I need to begin to do the work of changing my consciousness from I'm a failure to now success is mine. I am facing all kinds of challenges, and now I see solutions. So we're making these shifts during this, shall we say, so-called 6-day period. And this is like saying that the life is measured not by years, but by the content of those years. As we say so casually, it's not the years, it's the content of the years. It's not so much the days, it's the content of the days. So the true meaning of the 6 days of work, of creation, is revealed in the 6th letter in the Hebrew alphabet. And the letter, the 3rd letter, I should say, in the divine name of Jehovah in Hebrew. Now, we've been looking at this in previous chapters. You remember this? So as we look at the Hebrew spelling of the original name of Jehovah, which we pronounce in English as Jehovah, Yod He Vah He, Va means to join. So what we find is the true meaning of these 6 days of work. It's the joining together, the pulling together, the defining, that which we truly want to experience within our life. And then comes the 7th day, the day of rest, a day of Sabbath, a day where we just say, I release this. Everything that the work I've done in consciousness, the work I've done in mind, of changing my consciousness to know I am successful, or I am healed, or I am prosperous, or I'm in loving relationships, whatever it may be, we're doing that work to get to that place, and then we come to a great moment of release and rest, and this is our Sabbath. So the Creator is joined to his creation through feeling. And the time that it takes you to fix a definite feeling is the true measure of these 6 days. So how long does it take for you to get this true feeling of your desire? I'm healed. Okay, how long is it going to take you to get to that feeling that I feel and it resonates within me? I just feel the success, the prosperity. I feel it all happening within me. And it is at that moment then that you can move into the day of rest, or a period of rest, or shall we say a Sabbath moment. So the work of faith is to mentally separate yourself from the physical world with all of its limitations. So often people are so caught up into, well, if I can't taste it, I can't touch it. If I can't hear it, I can't see it, etc., etc. We're caught up in this realm of limitations rather than receiving with great faith and seeing with the spiritual eye the unfolding of our manifested desire. So what we have to do is mentally separate ourselves from this physical world of limitation and attach ourselves to the feeling of the state of your desire. Touch yourself. I feel my wellness. I feel my wholeness. I feel my success. I feel my prosperity. I feel all of this. I feel it deep within, and I am attached to that. And that 7th day is your Sabbath, a day of rest, which follows then this state of feeling, this state that you have in mind. And this is the period of incubating the manifestation. In this time of rest, you're just resting in the knowing, resting in the belief. The 6 days symbolize your work, your struggle, your efforts to achieve the goal of feeling the answer to your prayer as if it's already there. And when you've come to that place, that's your Sabbath. And as you're resting, you're allowing now, or incubating, allowing it to work through you, the very desire that you have, and it's now beginning to manifest within you. Now, man is warned that if he fails to keep a Sabbath, he fails to enter into rest, the very rest of God. And he will fail to receive the promise, and he will fail to receive his desires. So we're warned how important it is that we keep a Sabbath, that we take this moment of complete release and rest and just say, I am in my Sabbath mode. This is my 7th day. This is my day of just believing, knowing, trusting, and anticipating the manifestation that I've desired. So you see, there can be no mental rest until a conscious impression is made in our mind. Do you feel it? Do you know it? Do you have the confidence? Do you have the assurance that it's yours? If so, then you must rest. This is this great release. I release it. I don't worry about it. I don't stress about it. I'm at perfect peace with that which I have been believing for, and I know that it's manifesting within my heart and life. We do not continue desiring that which we've already acquired. You already got it? Why do you continue desiring it? So in your Sabbath, the Sabbath can only be a day of rest if you feel and know and believe that you already received it. That's your true Sabbath. Otherwise, you're not really entering in to this so-called day of rest, this so-called time, period, moment of mental rest that's being symbolically presented to us. So what do? We go through 6 days of creative work, changing our consciousness, and that 6 days may take you a month. That 6 days may take you 5 minutes. That 6 days may take you a year. You see, it's about the content of the time. And have you come to this place where you've released it with such confidence that you know that you know that you know that the answer is yours? Dr. David Carter, did you have a question or a comment?
Yes, question. So what happens if during your 6 days of preparation you fall into doubt? Do you start all the way back at the beginning, or you just pick yourself up and continue?
Pick yourself and continue, because you are in that 6 days is just, again, maybe a period of time, a symbol of you getting to this point. It's not 6 literal days.
Right.
It's not like on day 4, if you feel with doubt, you've got to go back to day 1. That's not what it's saying at all. It's just symbolizing a period of time that you've gone through, wrestled with your decision, wrestled with it, and you've come to a point where you made changes in consciousness, to the point where you finally say, I know. My answer is here. I've already received it. And I now rest, knowing it is manifesting. So, if doubt comes, just press on. Just means that your 6-day period that you may have accomplished, come close to it in 5 minutes, may now be 2 weeks, or maybe a month, or maybe a year, or 3 months, or it just depends on you till you come to that point where you've really worked through it. This is why Neville has been so definite about and reiterating over and over again that as you go to sleep, as you enter into this sleep state every single night, that you keep affirming that which is the desire of your heart, as if, and seeing it as if. This is the work you're doing in your so-called 6-day work of creation. Now, that could be 3 weeks. That could be 2 months, again. But it's the work we're doing that symbolizes this creative journey that we're going through, that brings us to a moment where we have such confidence that we can rest. We can just know and be assured. Now, we do not continue desiring that which we've already acquired, because that Sabbath day can only be a day of rest if you feel, know, and believe that you've already acquired the desire of your heart. Do you believe that your word manifests? Do you? Well, the scripture says the word will be made flesh. The word will go forth in a manifesting power. This is from John chapter 14. So the ancient wisdom of Scripture is saying that which you're speaking forward, that which you're believing, you're professing with your lips, that you believe to be true, that you're speaking this word out, it will come forward. And it's going to manifest in the physical form. So choose your words wisely. Do the work during this 6-day period where you are, during this time, where you are developing assurance and confidence. Do the work, speak it out every day. I am healthy, whole, and well. I am every day and every way. I'm getting better and better. Whatever it may be that is your mantra, speak it over and over again, because that word is going to be made flesh, being made manifest in the physical realm in our world. Now, this is the moment when you can experience the perfect peace of God when you're in this Sabbath, the quiet of the Sabbath, the rest of all your labors. Yes, I know it is here. It is manifested. How beautiful it is to take this Sabbath day, this day of rest from all your concerns, your doubts, your fears, because you've come to this moment. You've done all the work that's necessary, and you're ready now to rest in this great assurance. For this is the mental rest that you can enjoy that really is, and so it is. It is that mental rest that is yours. Now the Sabbath, or the rest, is broken. You end your Sabbath, or you break that Sabbath, when you go back to work defining another objective, another desire within your life. And you begin a new act of defining yourself as that which you desire to be. So you may have a new project, a new belief, a new desire that you're expressing. So you've left that Sabbath as you enter into a new, shall we say, 6-day period of creative work, a new period of time, whatever that may be, of creative work. Now, it is the custom of the Jews to have someone released from prison at the feast of the Passover. Here's some beautiful symbolism, metaphorical symbolism for us. And they were always given a choice. And in the ancient scriptures is the story of Jesus being brought before the Jewish congregation and saying, whom would you like to release? Jesus, who has been accused, or Barabbas, who has been a prisoner? And the people chose Barabbas. Let's look at the symbolism of what this is for our life and what this means for us in the day-to-day journey of our life. Barabbas symbolizes the thief. That is your present concept of yourself. Thinking like, I'm poor, I'm less than, I'm separated, I'm a failure. That's the Barabbas, because it robs you of that which you would like to be. Barabbas the thief. That which robs us. Barabbas is then symbolic of the problem that you have in your life, the barrier that is robbing you of your highest and your best. So take your attention away from the problem. Oh, so simple it may be, but we're so sewn in to the thought of the problem. It just plays over and over again. This is my problem. This is my problem. This is the difficulty. This is the difficulty. And it just goes over and over again in our thought process. We want to take our attention away from the problem. Take your attention away from the Barabbas, and you will free yourself from the problem. Just know that every problem reveals its own solution. So don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the how. Just let go of the problem. Release it. Release your Barabbas. Let it go. Release the problem. Let it just be that which is set free from your thought process. And know that as every problem comes to our life, it also will reveal a solution for you. And if you're open to it, the revelation of that solution comes very quickly. As we struggle sometimes, holding under the problem, holding under our Barabbas, not releasing our Barabbas, not setting our Barabbas free, not releasing our problem, well, we have a hard time finding the solution. So simply rest in the knowledge that it is well, it is finished, and Sabbath, and rest. Rest from doubt, worry, fear, any concern. This is the attitude of it, so it sets you free, and you will be free to receive your desire. Beautiful, symbolic illustration of a very powerful message for our lives. How about it? Are you ready to set your Barabbas free? Release that problem that's just been going over and over in your thoughts today. Set it free. Let it go. Because the solution then will come to you so much faster. You will be open to be conscious and aware having shifted from the problem now to the solution. And the answers are there for us. Don't worry about the how. After all, the how is not our work to be done. Ours is to do the trusting. The universe knows the how. So what we want to do is just open ourselves to this wonderful chapter of what it means to just rest in God, to rest in the divine presence, to rest in great faith, to rest with assurance and confidence that God is making a way when there seems to be no way. Because that's the way God works. And we think God only works when there seems a logical pathway. Oh, again, we're then framing everything in the five senses in the realm of limitation. But in the divine, in the realm of God, there are no limitations. There's infinite possibilities. And God works in all kinds of unique and powerful ways. So let's go on to our next chapter. And this chapter is all about healing. And this chapter, the author offers us an understanding of the formula for healing that's found in the book of Leviticus, an Old Testament book of the Hebrew Scriptures. I love this. Let's read it out loud. Then shall the priest command to take for him that which is to be cleansed, 2 birds alive and clean. And the priest shall command that one of the birds be killed. As for the living bird, he shall take it and shall dip it in the blood of the bird that is killed. And he'll sprinkle it upon him that is to be cleansed from leprosy 7 times, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird loose into the open field. Now, a literal application of this text would really be kind of crazy and fruitless, while a psychological application, full of the symbolism and the metaphors that are here, is full of wisdom, and it's going to be very powerful and very fruitful for our lives. So we don't want to read this and assume that the Spirit of God is saying every time we come to church, we should bring a couple of birds with us, one that's going to be killed and another one's going to be set free. Why aren't we doing that if we find the Scripture? Well, people say, well, that was an old-fashioned, ancient way of coming to temple. Oh, but there's deep, rich meaning for us for today. Because the Scripture is the living word. It's alive. It's timeless. So people go, oh, well, that's where they did it back then. Well, wait a minute. If they did it back then, what is it that they actually did? What is the meaning here? What does it really mean for us that we should do yet today? So let's break it down. Now, a bird is the symbol of an idea. 2 birds, or 2 conceptions. The first bird being your present conception of yourself, meaning the problem. This is the first bird, symbolizes, I'm sick, I'm going through so much, I need a healing. Oh, I don't know how it's ever going to work. This is my problem. I'm sick, I've got this illness. I don't feel well. My body is at dis-ease, whatever it may be. And the second bird then is the answer. The answer you wish to desire to unfold in your life. So the first bird being the problem, second bird being the answer. Now remember, every problem presents its own solution, as in sickness, the solution is health. In poverty, well, what's the solution? Prosperity. So take the first bird, the problem, and let's kill it. Let's kill it by taking the blood from it. Okay, what is that all about? What it's really talking about symbolically, the blood is consciousness, the life force. So let's take this blood from the problem. Let's take the life energy, the conscious, all the thought energy that we're putting into the problem. Acts chapter 17, verse 26 says, He hath made of one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth. Made of one blood, of one consciousness, of one awareness. That's what it's meaning. All the nations of humanity. So we understand that we're one in thought, one in awareness, one in consciousness. So here's where it's really the blood symbolizes consciousness, our consciousness. So what we want to do is let's stop focusing on the problem. That's what this illustration is saying. So turning your attention away from the problem is equivalent to extracting the blood from the bird. And by removing your attention from any state, what you've done is you've drained the very lifeblood of that state. So how about we just kill the problem? How about we drain the life energy that we've been putting into the problem and celebrate the solution? So what we do then is, in this illustration, 7 times you are to sprinkle the one to be cleansed. Dwell within the new concept of yourself as if you are healed until you get to the point that you can actually rest. Again, the number 7, the Sabbath, until you can come to them. So you are, the number 7 in biblical symbolism and numerology is that of perfection and completion. So you're going to sprinkle this, not just the number of 7 taken literally, but you're going to do it till it's perfectly cleansed, completely done, until it's finished. You're going to be releasing the consciousness of the problem over and over again until finally you come to this point where you've perfectly and completely cleansed yourself of all worry, doubt, fear, any kind of questioning or wondering, and you're now in a state of mind that is fixed in the belief that you are actually expressing or possessing that which you desire. Then that's your Sabbath. You can rest. Rest in your healing. Rest in your wholeness. Rest in your prosperity. Rest in your blessing. Now you are the bird then that is set free. You have taken the life consciousness out of the problem. You are the bird then that is set free and liberated. That is the answer. The story is our story, and we are all the characters in every Bible story. And in this psychological play that goes on in the mind of man, you are the leper or you are the priest. You are each and every one of these. So are you the one who kills the bird and gets rid of the problem and takes the life consciousness and sprinkles it on the bird that is symbolic of you, the one who possesses the answer, and now is liberated, set free, free from the problem, free from all your worry and anxiety, free to Sabbath, free to rest. Now the formula is this. You impress upon yourself the fact that you are already that which you desire to be, already healed, already prosperous, already blessed, already successful, already in loving relationships. And you do this until your mind is so stilled in the belief that it is so. And that's how I live. Every day you wake up, I am healed, I am whole, I am well, perfect body is at work. I see my perfect body. The perfect presence of the divine is unfolding in me and through me and around me. And in so I know and I claim my success, my blessing, the goodness unfolding within me, whatever it may be. And what happens is then you are living in the fixed attitude of mind, living in the consciousness that you are not that which you thought you were. You're not that which you thought you were, that sick or that failure, or that person who is living in lack, or that person who is not feeling loved or in loving relationships. And what happens is you're not that. So what do? Set the bird free. That's right. Set the bird free to soar on wings of eagles, to soar over the clouds, to soar to high, newer levels. It's a beautiful metaphor of our life. Once we get rid of the thought consciousness of the problem, kill it, slay it. Don't put any more life energy into it, and release it so that you can then be set free, liberated, and liberated most of all to rest. So tonight, these two chapters weave together this beautiful consciousness of the work that we must do to get to a place of complete knowing, assurance. This is the work of developing our faith, exercising our faith muscles, building up, girding up ourselves in great faith and believing. Do the work. It says that 6 days of work there, well, that's not 6 literal days. Well, however long a time it takes you to get to the place where you say, I know that I know that I know this is true for me, that's then your 7th day of rest. Beautiful Sabbath. And if you're struggling, look to this Levitical application then. Maybe what you are going through in life is 2 birds, one with the problem and one with the answer. But you can't work through both. You can't be divided. You can't be saying, here's my problem. I'm focusing on my problem. Oh, I'm looking for an answer. I'm looking for an answer. But here's the problem. Kill the problem. Release the Barabbas. Let go. Kill the bird. That symbolizes the problem. It's a metaphor of our lives, of the psychological work that we must do in mind and in consciousness to liberate ourselves, to experience the highest and best that we're called to live. Well, I'm so glad that you're with us in this discussion tonight, because it's a powerful, symbolic, metaphorical teaching that really zooms in on how to live success in our life. I love that we've closed this series with these 2 chapters from Neville Goddard. So we'd love to know what your takeaway is in the next few moments. If you'd be so kind as to type in something that really resonates with you from these symbols, these metaphorical illustrations of what we need to do in our life to find the perfect rest, the perfect peace, the perfect knowing that the answer is already ours. Share with me what's your takeaway. I appreciate that so much. And while you're doing that, I just want to let you know that next week we begin our new class on the basic principles of science of the mind by Frederick Bales. This class is filled with all kinds of insights that enable us to understand the basics of science of mind. Now, this teaching is so rich and so dynamic for our lives. We want to make sure we've got it down pat. So let's get back to our roots. We're going to begin this class next week on Tuesday. I know it is election night, but I hope you're going to be joining us, or that you will be joining us because it's live streamed and it's filmed. You can take the class at your convenience. Now, we encourage you to order the book. You can get it at Amazon.com. Again, Basic Principles of Science of Mind by Frederick Bales. We encourage you to pick up this workbook, have it sent to your home via Amazon.com, and begin to study and look through it. Let's take notes together as we use this as a guidebook for an incredible journey on understanding some very basic principles for health, success, and peaceful living that comes to us from the divine source. So how about it? What's your takeaway from tonight's session? Let's just begin, as we're going to ask our students who are present in the room to share their takeaway, please. Let's begin with Steve Ginn. What's your takeaway from tonight's session?
Just to have a practice of Sabbathing when set out to do something. I know, as long as I know what to do, and then rest in it without having to stress over how it's going to happen. Because it will appear, it will manifest.
Yeah.
I used to do that with when I was in college, when I wrote papers. I didn't know what I was going to write, but I knew I was going to write something. Once I let that go, sure enough, I wrote something and it was done.
Because the answer is waiting for you to release the how, which is our great obstacle, because our how is grounded in the 5 senses. It's limited to our physical knowledge. So let's just let that go and let divine presence, which has a greater understanding of many pathways of how to accomplish anything within our lives. Letting go of the how, beautiful. It just manifests for us. We can Sabbath, rest completely. Now, trouble is, so many people's rest is disturbed by, wait a minute, I got to think about the how. I got to do the how. How's this going to work out? I don't quite get it. You'll never be able to rest if you don't let go of the how. Dr. David Carter, what's your takeaway?
The 6 days leading up to the Sabbath is the time that I use to fix a definite state in my mind that I am what I already wish to be.
And we understand that 6 days is not literal.
Right.
Right. It's just the time. It's just symbolic of how long is it going to take you. You know? Unfortunately, for some people, it takes longer, and other people have learned the fine art of moving quickly into the state of the desired manifestation and are there in great faith. This is where it's so important that we exercise our faith muscles. Begin to move to the level of believing, and so it is. All right, are there other takeaways that people are sharing with us?
Yes, Dr. Holly Hill.
Holly, great to have you with us.
With practice, perhaps we can get our 6 days to be shorter and shorter.
I love it. I agree with you 100%. That 6 days can happen very quickly as we practice, build those faith muscles. Great. Someone else?
Tom Thornton.
Ty, great to have you.
When we kill the Barabbas in our life, then we can rest, knowing it is done for our highest and best on the Sabbath. Can truly be holy.
There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, just letting go of the problem and resting in knowing the solution is going to come. And I have to say, you know what? The universe knows so many resources and pathways, so many roads for us to take, so many ways to draw people to our lives for the solution. So let's just rest and allow the universe, that which is divine presence, allow God to do the work of the how. And let's just be in our Sabbath mode where we are completely knowing and just at perfect peace. The answer is ours. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I look forward to seeing you next Tuesday night. And our class begins at 7, so election results probably are not going to be happening until after 9, maybe 10 o'clock, or who knows, it may be a couple of weeks before we even know the final election results anyway. So let's take this time to enter into the basic principles of science of the mind. I look forward to seeing you next week for this exciting class as we begin this journey of some of the very basics. Now, for those of you who've taken spiritual foundations and maybe still struggle it, this is going to be, shall we say, spiritual foundations for beginners. So it's going to help you refine, put the pieces together in a tweet, in connection. All right.
Lisa Dean.
Lisa Dean. Lisa, great to have you.
Thanks for the success mindset. Dream big and it will happen. The how will fall in place.
Excellent. Thank you, Lisa. That's a great takeaway. The how will fall in place. Beautiful. Dream big. I love it. I hope you're doing just that. All right. I look forward to seeing you Sunday. By the way, Sunday is All Saints Day, and we're encouraging everyone to let us know of the name of a loved one you'd like to honor. We'll have candles lit in their special in remembrance, as well as the names being called out through chimes. Now, if you'd like to have someone special remembered, a loved one, family member, mother, father, grandfather, etc., grandparent, whatever it may be, whomever, it's simply offer us a $5 donation and a candle will be set up, which if you like the candle, you can come by the church and pick it up after Sunday, or just know that there will be a candle lit in loving remembrance and their name called out. So reach out to me through my website or my email address. It's at revtpaul@aol.com, and let me know of the name of the person you'd like to honor, and we'd love to have that this Sunday. So it looks like we have another comment coming in.
Yes, from Holly Hill.
Holly.
Reverend Paul, thank you so much for teaching these classes and keeping me connected during this time of physical distancing.
And Holly, it's just great to connect with you. We so miss being in the same room with you, but we'll look forward to that, coming up in the next year. But in the meantime, so glad that we can join together through the live streaming. God bless you. Anyone else? If not, thank you so much again for being with us in this series. We've just completed the Neville Reader and the study of these incredible chapters and essays by Neville Goddard. We begin next on some great work by Frederick Bales in Science of the Mind, some real basic principles. They're going to help us put together pieces. And so many who've already taken this class say, oh, it just seems like this point and this point suddenly came together and I got the aha. I understand how it all connects. So don't miss out on the next series of 8 weeks that we join together. We'll look forward to seeing you Tuesday night, or if you're watching this at any other time, know that you can just follow along and study with us at your convenient time. Also, please note that we are located on our YouTube channel at City of Light Atlanta. So if you have those friends of yours who say, I'm not currently on Facebook, but know that you can send them to the YouTube channel on the internet as well. And if you've enjoyed these classes and they've been meaningful for you, we greatly appreciate a donation, a gift, something that just says, in gratitude for all that's been given, I want to give back. You can go to our website at www.cityoflightatlanta.com and make a donation there. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The work of Emerson Institute is ongoing, and God is continually making a way, even in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. We're just so excited that we're able to reach out to so many people. And over the past 8 weeks in this class, we've had people joining us from Minnesota and Wisconsin, from California and Florida, people joining us from all across the state of Georgia and around the world, students tuning in from Bangladesh, from India, China, and Egypt. It's been an incredible journey, as well as those coming from the Philippines as well. So we have this global class coming together in this wonderful format of studying to really understand the science of our spirituality, understanding the mind, which is the mind of God, and how it works for our highest and best. God bless you. I'll look forward to seeing you again. I'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning at 11 o'clock, City of Light, or on my page at Timothy Paul Gerald Gretz. But we're delighted to know that we can celebrate again. God bless you. Have a good evening.